welcome to the What is True podcast. I am your host, Mr. Weezy. Welcome everyone for stopping by. Just had a fun conversation with Jeff Berwick. I know there was some haters in there, but free speech. Y'all are entitled to your opinion, but I enjoyed the conversation quite a bit. If you are new to my show, I cover all kinds of stuff. I did a show on Marcus Aurelius and in the podcast platforms. It did extremely well, much to my surprise, a friendly surprise. And so we'll see how the show goes. But I don't do shows based on who I think is going to like it, if a lot of people's going to like it, or if no one's going to like it. I do shows because I want to do them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a slight on anyone. That's how I do things. And because we've been getting quite a few followers, especially in the podcast format, I want to thank everyone that has put out reviews on Spotify. We've got quite a few the last couple of weeks, and thank you guys for that. If you haven't already done so, I would greatly appreciate it. I know I've heard some people tell me that they try to give me 5 stars, but for whatever reason, it's only allowing them to do 4. I'll take 4. Fuck it. It's a lot better than what we're doing on Apple iTunes. Apple iTunes, there's quite a few people that listen to Apple iTunes. So if you are on Apple iTunes and you enjoy this content, please help a brother out. We are getting killed on Apple iTunes. We only have 33 reviews, far less than we have on Spotify. And it seems like all the Karens that listen to the show go to Apple iTunes to bitch and moan. Here's a 1-star review. Let's see how long before he deletes this review. I've never left a review ever. Like, I believe that shit. But this is so totally horrible. I could not delete episodes fast enough. I wanted to like this because of the topics, blah, blah, blah. And I've got some new ones. Endless vulgarity to compensate for a vacant skull, 1 star. 2 star. Actually agree with most of your perspectives, but dropping multiple 50 goddamn expletives just makes me want to turn you off. I'm no prude, but your language is very offensive even to me. Guess what, motherfucker? You are a prude. Eat a bag of dicks, Chip Bowman. You gave me 2 stars, so I don't give a fuck. Drop it down to 1 star like it's going to do anything to me, you fucking prick. My show has an explicit rating on it. If you don't understand what explicit means, it means me fucking cussing like a motherfucker. That's been a recurring theme. I've been doing this podcast for 6 years now, and it's similar to this bullshit right here. I like your content, but too many fucking F-bombs. This is how I talk, motherfuckers. If y'all don't like it, get the fuck out of here, man. Drop your 1 star and get the fuck out of here, fucking bitch asses. If I was to do it any other way, I would be fake. And one thing I rail on my show quite a bit is against fake ass motherfuckers. If you and I were to meet, go have a couple drinks at a restaurant, I'd be talking like this motherfucking way all day long. And I'm only dropping extra F-bombs right now because this shit fucking annoys me. Here's another one. Non-stop cursing. The non-stop bad language detracts from whatever subject is being discussed. Fuck you, fucking queer. So, let's see. Okay, here's a 4-star rating from a flat earther. I'm glad I recently discovered you, Weezy. This review would be a 5, but come on now, you are a ball earther? Seriously? So, flat earther Karens, people that only like rated G content, Karens. So if you're on Apple iTunes and you really enjoy the show, let's crush these motherfuckers. Drop some 5-star reviews, please. Uh, yeah, only 33 reviews. We should have a couple hundred. Same thing on Spotify. We should have way more than what we do. So I'm not bitching. Thank you for all those who have taken the time out to do that. Um, means a lot. The show is growing and I am humbled by it. But it's little bitch ass shit like that that gets annoying, man. Like, I don't ask for no fucking money, man. If y'all don't like the show, just get the fuck out of here, man. Turn it off. But the fact that you little bitch ass Karens take the time. See, this is why I don't have a lot of ratings. Most people don't want to spend an extra 10 seconds of their day, 1 minute. On Spotify, it literally takes like 10 seconds to do. Hit rate, 5-star, boom. Most people aren't willing to do that. They don't, it's too much time. It's a burden to them to take 10 seconds out of their day to do that. That's fine. It is what it is. But these little bitches, man, not only do they take their time out of the day to 1-star, they write you these paragraphs. This is why I'm mad. Too much cussing on this. Blah, blah, blah. You bitch ass Karens. And if you are a bitch ass Karen right now that's listening to me and you're getting mad because I'm dropping bombs, because I'm talking about you, fuck you. Anyways, enough of that rant. To all those that have already rated, thank you guys for doing so. Let's give some shout outs to the hardcore people that tune in week in and week out. Miss Cajones, Talmo Terry, Frankie M7, my lovely Miss T, hell yeah. Blake, what's up, Blake? Who else we got up in here? LJA21, Miss Karen Peterson. Who else? Anyone am I missing? John Billy, hell yeah. Thank you. Dropping on by. Yeah, got some true people that follow, some awesome people, man. But these little Karens are annoying, man. Like, fuck. I don't want you listening to my shit anyways. If you're gonna be a little bitch ass crybaby, get the fuck out of here. Scram. Take your little toys and go away. All right. And it's kind of good I got it out of the way that, you know, with a couple F-bombs and whatnot, because we are going to be discussing the Epic of Gilgamesh. And there are adult parts. And I'm going to give you all the gist of it in my flavor, my style. So I'm going to be talking about titties and shit. So be forewarned. If y'all don't like that stuff, again, stop listening. Head out. It's not that hard, man. Fucking too many goddamn bitches and crybabies, man. And I guess I'm being one right now. So I'll knock it off. All right. What's up, Dustin? Hell yeah. All right. Let's get to the show. This should be a fun show. Oh, before I start, I'm going to put the Rumble, or I'm going to put the StreamYard link on Rumble. I don't know if I want to do it on YouTube, because YouTube someone's talking shit on YouTube. Not about me, but about my previous guest. I already addressed it at the very beginning. I like him. If y'all don't like him, it's free speech. Y'all are entitled to your opinion, but I'ma likes what I likes. Y'all likes what you likes. It's like that flat earth shit. Quit trying to convert me over to flat earth. If I believe in it, I'll believe in it. Don't be pushing shit, man. Like, from my point of view is, y'all believe whatever y'all want. I'm gonna believe what I want. Don't be pushy with your shit on me. I'm not gonna be pushy with my shit on you. I will talk to people that view things differently from me. I'll have them on. I don't want an echo chamber in here, but some people apparently do. This guy, his name is Echo Chamber on YouTube, and he just writes, "Can't believe you had the Dollar Vigilante on. He's blah, blah, blah." He's talking shit. So his name is Echo Chamber, and he's basically, his comment is, "Yay, I want an echo chamber. I only want an echo chamber." This show is not about an echo chamber, man. I'm going to have people from all views and walks of life. And Some of the shows you may vibe with, some of them you may not. This could be a show that may trigger some people because I'm talking about the Epic of fucking Gilgamesh. And I'm already a few minutes in, so let's get to it. It's just important that that whole Apple iTunes, when I noticed, I don't follow that shit, but when I see people crying and putting 1 stars and taking the time to do that, it's like, fuck, man. It's like a call to action to the people that actually love and appreciate the show. If y'all love it, help a brother out. All right. Epic of Gilgamesh. And yes, I use some fucking AI to create these images. Sorry, 7Cs. That's another thing. Again, I'm doing the show because I wanted to cover it. I want to talk about it. When I hear a stories like, and then the man was raised in the river in the year 7 reed. I don't know, when I start hearing them words, I'm like, God damn, this shit's gonna be fire right here. And I know some people is not gonna vibe that. They're gonna be like, fuck, I don't want to hear about no year 7 read. I want to see a show with 7 C's. I get that too, man. I get it. But again, I'm gonna do shows that I likes to do. So I'm gonna put the Rumble, or I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in the Rumble chat. Don't hit it right now. There will be a time where, after I do my little Gilgamesh segment, I want to invite, I'm going to pin it. So you can hit it right now, but I'm not going to allow you in. I'm going to finish my spiel, and then we'll do the StreamYard. And I want to keep it ideally to topics regarding the Epic of Gilgamesh. That includes flat Earth, because the Sumerians were flat earthers. I'm not a flat earther, but they were. So were the Mayans. So you could talk about that. I just want to keep it Gilgamesh related. I don't want to be talking about no other crap, no Kirk stuff. I already did that with Jeff Berwick on the last show. Plus, I'm on YouTube. So if I want to stay on YouTube, we got to avoid certain things. You know what I mean? God damn it. So there you go. All right, on with it. The Epic of Gilgamesh. So I'm going to read this from Wikipedia. The Epic of Gilgamesh is from ancient Mesopotamia. The literary history of Gilgamesh begins with 5 Sumerian poems about Gilgamesh, formerly read as Sumerian Bilgames, king of Uruk, or Uruk, some of which may date back to the 3rd dynasty of Ur, 2100 BCE. These independent stories were later used as source material for a combined epic in Akkadian. The first surviving version of this combined epic, known as the Old Babylonian Version, dates back to the 18th century BCE and is titled after its incipit Shatura al-Elishari, which I guess means surpassing all other kings. Only a few tablets of it have survived. Let's see. The later standard Babylonian version, compiled by Sinaleki Unini, dates to somewhere between the 13th to the 10th centuries BCE and bears the incipit Shanak Imuru, he who saw the deep, he who sees the unknown. Approximately 2/3 of this longer 12-tablet version have been recovered. Some of the best copies were discovered in the library ruins of the 7th century BCE Assyrian king Ashur-nabi-pal. So that's a brief little history of the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's based on tablets that were found that are dated, some pieces dated as far back as the year 2100 BCE. And then what is generally believed, what is generally believed is that the story of Gilgamesh had been told for centuries before it actually got put down into tablets. It is believed that Gilgamesh may have been a real person. And as the Wikipedia article stated, that it's based on a poem, um, and in basically it talks about 5 kings prior. So Gilgamesh was the 5th king of this new um, city of Uruk or Uruk. Not sure how to say that. Uruk sounds more OG, like in Iraqian. And that's the other thing. Uruk is in present day Iraq. So they're in Mesopotamia, the Middle East. And when you see the study, when you see how the previous kings prior to Gilgamesh, they had lifespans dating from centuries to thousands of years, like crazy shit. Gilgamesh reigned for 136 years, which is still a lot of time. But then all the kings after Gilgamesh had reigns of 30 years, 36 years, more quote unquote realistic. So that kind of lends credence, or kind of lends more to the legend of Gilgamesh being half god, half human. So Gilgamesh, as I had here momentarily, this guy right here, this is my rendition of him. He was believed to have been like 6 foot, or I'm sorry, 16 foot tall, massive dude. And he would regularly kidnap the kids and the young boys and teenagers and make them slaves into, to work at his castle. He's kind of an asshole. He was also, from my interpretations of him, he was a serial rapist. He apparently was a custom of the time that he would have first dibs on the brides before the wedding night. He'd do this all the time. And so the people in the town of Uruk had prayed to the gods and said, we need you guys to do something. We don't like what Gilgamesh is doing. He abuses his power. He's not fair and just. He's a rapist. We need y'all to do something. And so they the gods convened, and they made, let's see, sorry, what the hell is the, so what they ended up doing was they made someone who was Gilgamesh's equal. This was Enkidu. Enkidu was powerful, handsome, made like a god. And so they made him, and when Enkidu was made, he was made out of clay by the gods. One of the goddesses shapes him, forms him into clay, makes him. And he is raised in the woods. He runs with the gazelle. He chills with the lions, basically like a Tarzan, just wild, untamed dude. And he's just chilling there. And just like a lot of animals, animals go to watering holes. That's where a lot of lions like to hang out, at the watering holes, because at some point, the gazelles, the giraffes, all the grazing animals need to get a drink of water. So why not camp out by the watering holes? And this is where a trapper had been setting traps for his animals. And he notices that every day when he comes back to get his traps, the traps are set. He digs pits to capture animals, and the pits are filled in with dirt. So someone's fucking with his shit. So he starts keeping an eye on his traps, and he notices Enkidu, big giant fucker, doing all this shit. Because Enkidu lives with the wild beasts and the animals, and that's his homies. And and so the trapper's like, fuck, man. He's pissed off, he can't catch anything. But I mean, Enkidu's like 12 feet tall, man. I ain't gonna do nothing to this dude. So the trapper goes to his dad, talks to his dad. He's like, Dad, man, there's a dude out there. He lives with the beast and he like fucks with my traps. I can't catch anything. So the shepherd, the father of the son, says, all right, man, go to Uruk, go to the city and meet with Gilgamesh. Tell him what's happening. Tell him that there's a dude out here that is strong and he's intimidating and he's as powerful as him. And I'm sure he'll send some help. So the kid, the trapper, goes to the city of Uruk, tells Gilgamesh, there, he tells him the whole Enkidu story. Says, so Gilgamesh hears him out like, damn, all right, there's a dude that's as strong as me, because he's there. His mother's been having dreams about this moment, and that's another thing you find throughout the tale, that they put a lot of stock into dreams, things that come to them. And so the Gilgamesh is like, damn, all right, I'm gonna send you this high-end hoe, this harlot, and she's gonna go with you, and you're gonna try to seduce Enkidu. And once he starts laying the pipe, he's gonna forget that he is a beast. He's gonna become civilized, in other words. So the kid goes back to the mountains, to the hills, with his high-end hooker, this prostitute. And he tells her, hey, look, Enkidu comes down to the watering hole every day. He fucks with my traps. And when he comes down, I want you to pop out your titties. I'm not making this shit up. Like, pop them out, man. And that's going to get him rock hard. And when he does, let him have it. Let him fucking have it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just do it. And she agrees. She's like, all right, let's do it. So she sees Enkidu and pops out them titties. And apparently they're glorious, nice and supple, crispy. And Enkidu's like, oh, shit. So he starts tapping that ass. And he taps that ass for 6 days, 7 nights. And after all, tons of cum shots and cream pies and whatnot, all those, I mean, it looks like they were knocking the boots hardcore. Enkidu says, all right, man, I've had my fill. And he leaves the high-end hoe named Shamat, and he goes back to the woods, and he realizes he can't run anymore. He's lost his strength. So all them loads he dropped, and he tried to chill with the gazelles, and the gazelles ran away from him. The giraffes ran away from him. No, like, all the beasts were scared of him now. They used to hang out with him. Now they're scared with him. And I forgot to mention the version that I listened to. It's a fire ass version that I found on Spotify. I'm gonna put the link. God damn it, I didn't put it on the description. But I'm gonna play you some clips as we go along the story. Okay, let's see. Okay. Epic of Gilgamesh. This is so the Spotify that I found it on, it's called the Altrusion Grace Media Podcast. Apparently he's got a YouTube channel, but this is the Spotify version. The dude's voice is on point, man. I'm going to reach out to him. I love the way he did this rendition, but I listened to this all week long several times. It's only 2 hours, so I listened to it over and over and over again. But let's hear this part where the hoe is sent out to entice Enkidu.
Now the trapper returned, taking the harlot with him. After a 3 days' journey, they came to the drinking hole, and there they sat down. The harlot and the trapper sat, facing one another, and waited for the game to come. For the first day and for the second day, the two sat waiting. But on the third day, the herds came. They came down to drink, and Enkidu was with them. The small wild creatures of the plains were glad of the water, and Enkidu with them, who ate grass with the gazelle and was born in the hills. And she saw him, the savage man, come from far off in the hills. The trapper spoke to her. There he is. Now, woman, make your breasts bare. Have no shame. Do not delay, but welcome his love. Let him see you naked. Let him possess your body. When he comes near, uncover yourself and lie with him. Teach him, the savage man, your woman's art. For when he murmurs love to you, the wild beasts that shared his life in the hills will reject him.
So there you go. And that's where I set you guys up. Dustin says you could have at least used that British dude. I don't know. I like this guy's voice, especially when I speed it up at like 1.5 speed, and it sounds a lot better, because even right there I sped it up to 1.2 because it's super, super slow. But I enjoy that guy, man. I think his name is Michael Schmitz, is the guy that voiced over that one. I enjoyed it. Y'all might find a better version, but it's a fire ass story. So anyways, back to our story. Let me just get my other timestamps ready. So when Enkidu realizes that he no longer has the powers that he once had after knocking the boots with Shamat finds him again and says, look, let's go to the city of Uruk. King Gilgamesh is down there, and he's as powerful as you. You are his equal. And Enkidu couldn't really believe it. He's like, the fuck? I'm strong. I'll whoop everyone's ass. And Shamat's like, calm down, bro. Gilgamesh is a bad motherfucker. Like, slow down. So they make plans to go to Uruk, but that evening, the shepherds are having like their little fire, little barbecue, chilling. And the shepherds tell him, hey, man, Gilgamesh is kind of an asshole, man. He likes to rape women, on their wedding night. And when Enkidu hears this, Enkidu's like, man, fuck that. I ain't down with that. Enkidu says, I'm going to put a stop to that shit. They're like, no, this is how it's always been. And Enkidu's like, I'm not going to have that. And so Enkidu gets pissed off. He's like, I want to meet Gilgamesh. I want to whoop his ass. So they make their way down to Uruk. And when they get to Uruk, there's going to be a wedding night. And here's Gilgamesh ready to do his Jeff Epstein stuff. And so Enkidu goes to the house of the bride, and he's gonna basically protect her. And so when Gilgamesh tries to come into the door and force himself upon this woman, Enkidu's like, fuck off, dude. And they start battling it out. The story says that they lock like bulls, and they're both big, giant motherfuckers. They're like 3-4 times bigger than the average man. So they're like knocking over tables. It reminds me of, the Family Guy when when Peter Griffin and the chickens start fighting and they're like going through windows and shit. That's what's happening here. And this is the earliest story of humankind right here, talking about an epic fight like that. So they start fighting. And then Gilgamesh gets the slight upper hand on him. And Enkidu's like, God damn, I can't believe I lost. But he did lose some of his strength. You know what I'm saying? Had he his pre-sexual strength, maybe he would have whooped Gilgamesh. But he was a little weakened and he lost to Gilgamesh. But Gilgamesh says, damn, dude, you put up a good fight. I'm used to rolling motherfuckers over, and you put up a damn good fight. And he says, let's be homies. My mom's been having dreams that I was going to meet my equal. I think I found you. And that is when Gilgamesh finally finds someone that he loves more than anyone. He loves Enkidu more than a woman now, like a bromance, like hardcore, a ride or die homie, if you will. And so they become homies pretty much. And soon after, Gilgamesh says, "Man, I just met my homie. Man, I'm ready to let's go out and tap some ass. Let's become legends." You know what I'm saying? And so Gilgamesh says, "Let's go to the woods and let's fuck with Umbaba." Umbaba is this demon that lives in the fucking woods. And Enkidu says, "Dude, I lived in the woods. Umbaba is no joke. He's gonna fuck us up." And Gilgamesh says, "Why are we here then? What's the point of this shit? We got to go out and make a legacy for ourselves." And so Enkidu's like, "All right, man, I'm your homie, but I'm just telling you, man, I know Umbaba, and that's a bad motherfucker." And Gilgamesh says, "Fuck it, let's go." So they go out to the place of cedars, out to the woods in search of Umbaba. Umbaba comes out. He's like, who dares fuck with me? And so they get into a epic fight with him. And they're going back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, Gilgamesh and Enkidu get the best of Umbaba. And Umbaba starts pleading for his life. Umbaba's like, "Nah, man, hey, let's let bygones be bygones. We can be cool, right?" So he's begging, man. He's begging. He's like clamoring, like, "Don't spare me." And Gilgamesh looks at Enkidu, and Enkidu's like, "Fuck him, dude. Fucking kill his ass." So Gilgamesh draws back his sword, boom, lays down a mortal wound, and kills Umbaba. And now they think they're bad motherfucker. Dude, what the fuck, dude? Even Enkidu's like, "Damn, man, I didn't think we had a chance." Because even at one point, Enkidu's like, "Dude, I don't know if we should go to the woods and fuck with Umbaba." And Gilgamesh is like, "Are you a pussy? Are you going to come with me or what?" And he almost pusses out. But Gilgamesh convinces Enkidu to go along. So they get back to Uruk. And then the goddess, the patron goddess of Uruk is Ishtar. Ishtar's like, damn, Gilgamesh, you're part divine, because you got to remember, I didn't mention, but Gilgamesh apparently was 2/3 god, 1/3 human. That's another thing, man. As you read the story, you see the number 33, the number 3, the number 7s, quite a bit, man, in these ancient stories. It's wild. So when they get to Uruk, the goddess Ishtar comes out. She's got some nice, crispy, oily titties as well. She's like, damn, baby doll. Like, y'all slayed Umbaba. How about you marry me? And Gilgamesh is like, "Yeah, no thanks. You're a dirty ass hoe." He starts talking all kinds of shit about her. He starts saying, you had sex with the bird and then you broke his wing. You had sex with the gardener and then you fucked with him. Like, he starts calling her out on all the fucked up shit. So apparently she had the habit of sleeping with a lot of these beasts and humans and then fucking them over afterwards. And so Gilgamesh is like, "Nah, man, I already know your dirty ass ways, you fucking hood rat. Like, I don't want no piece of that." And as you can imagine, here is a goddess. And she just got denied by pretty much a mortal. And she's pissed. She's a woman scorned. Don't get me going on woman scorned. So she starts convening with her dad. She's like, Dad, fuck up Gilgamesh. Like, he started talking about my deeds, started talking about my hoish ways. And her dad's like, nah, man, you kind of did do some of these things. But she's like, now she's getting even more pissed. It's like, at least give me the bull of heaven to send down and fuck the city of Uruk up. So her dad's like, all right, whatever. He allows her to have reigns over the bull of heaven. The bull of heaven is this massive fucking bull. That's another interesting thing. It's called the bull of heaven. In Canaanite religion, you had the golden bull, which was a god. And then if you remember in Christianity in the Old Testament, when Moses comes down to get the tablets, what are they doing? They're praising to the golden bull. It's kind of crazy how all this ties in, man. It's wild. But anyways, the bull of heaven is her dad allows her to have the bull of heaven. He unleashes the bull of heaven down onto the city of Uruk. This bull starts fucking shit up, man. It's a massive bull. Whenever he snorts, takes a big snort and drops the breath, it makes holes in the ground, and all these people, the townspeople, fall in, and he just fucking shit up. So then Gilgamesh and Enkidu were like, damn, dude, we need to fuck this motherfucker up. So they start attacking it. Enkidu grabs it by the tail, and they're wrestling with it for a little bit, and then towards the end, Enkidu grabs the bull by the tail, subdues the bull, and then Enkidu's like, fucking kill him, kill the bull of heaven. Gilgamesh draws back his sword and fucking boom, deals a death blow to the bull. Now they slay the bull of heaven, those two. So now they're bad motherfuckers. And then when they slay the bull of heaven, Enkidu rips one of the fucking hind quarters of the bull. He grabs the leg and fucking chucks it at Ishtar. Like, look, bitch, if you were down here with us, we'd be fucking you up like that, and we'd be cutting out your entrails, you fucking hoe ass. And god damn, now the gods are pissed because they just not only killed the bull of heaven, but they desecrated the body. They insulted the god. They insulted Ishtar by saying, if you were down here, we'd fuck you up too. And so now the gods are pissed. Like, all right, they killed Umbaba. Umbaba begged for his life, and they still killed him. Now they're killing the bull of heaven. So now Enkidu and Gilgamesh think they're on top of the world, man. They're like high five beating each other and shit. They think they are the shit, man. They're throwing a big ass party, but the gods are pissed. Amongst the gods is the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were basically like the judges of the gods, and the Anunnaki convene, and they reach the verdict and say, one of these two fuckers has to go. They've caused a lot of fucking damage, and as a result, one of them has to go. And one of the gods says, but why? They're not really at fault. And the decision is made. One of them has to go. And the decision was made that Enkidu had to go. And so that night after the party, Enkidu gets sick. And he starts having visions that he's going to die. And for 7 days, I believe it was, he's just getting sicker and sicker each day. And he knows he's going to die. And Gilgamesh is like, fuck, man. Because they were best homies at this point. Like, hardcore homies. And after a few days with this sickness, Enkidu dies. He dies, and Gilgamesh stayed with Enkidu's body, stayed until the maggots started eating his body. And what's interesting about this translation is that a lot of the times you'll get to certain points where they repeat almost in a cadence, almost like in a prayer mode, what's going on. So they say over and over that Gilgamesh chilled with the body until the worms started eating him up, until the corpse was fucking destroyed. And so Gilgamesh is destroyed now because as I stated at the very beginning, he loved Gilgamesh more than he ever loved women. Like, I don't know if that's a gay thing. We could talk about that later. But yeah, he loved this fucking dude hardcore. And so when Enkidu dies, Gilgamesh is distraught. He's like, fuck all this shit, man. I have a palace. I'm a king. I have all these riches, but I just lost my best friend. Someone that I loved. I don't have shit anymore. So he's like, fuck it, man. I don't want nothing. And he gets rid of his elaborate robes. He puts on some lion skins. And he just starts wandering. And now he's searching for the meaning of life. Because he's thinking, the fuck, man? I had it all. I had this and that. And then just like that, I lost my homeboy Enkidu. And he starts reflecting on his own mortality. It's like, fuck, man, I'm probably going to be dying. I don't want to die. I want to live forever. And so that's when Gilgamesh leaves his castle, leaves his riches behind, puts on a lion skin, and just wanders through the woods. And he asks, where can I find mortality? Where can I find everlasting life? And he starts going, and he's told that if you meet Utnapishtim, you may find out how to get everlasting life, but it's a bitch to get there. You'll never get there. You got to cross some deadly oceans. You got to cross through some crazy shit. You're going to die trying to find Utnapishtim. And the reason he wants to find Utnapishtim is because he was a flood survivor. He survived the flood. And because he survived the flood, he became part mortal, part God. And he received everlasting life, but he and his wife were banished to an island, and they weren't happy being alive forever. They were pissed off. They wanted to die. They were tired of this life. They're like, just tired of it. So Gilgamesh locates Utnapishtim, and they start talking. And Utnapishtim says, like, dude, living forever is overrated, bro. Like, I wish I didn't have this shit. But Gilgamesh like, nah, man, I need it. I want to live forever. And so that's when Utnapishtim tells him about the flood story, that prior to the 5 kings before Gilgamesh, there was a big flood. And according to the people that have put the tablets together, there's a big part missing, and it's not sure why the gods flooded the earth. Some renditions of it say that the people were making a lot of noise, but it's not entirely sure. So we'll just go with what a lot of people say. Apparently, the people in the cities were making a lot of noise. And so the god said, God, these motherfuckers are too loud. I'm trying to get some sleep. I'm trying to get some memes. And they tell Utnapishtim, like, build a fucking boat. Take all the creatures you can onto this boat because we're going to fuck up the world. And and so he builds his boat. He takes a couple of the homies, and the gods unleash rain and flood the entire world, killing everyone. The only survivors are the people on the boat, and the only creatures that survived are the people on the boat or the animals in the boat. After the floods have ravaged for a few days and fuck shit up, they release pigeons, doves, finally a raven, and when the raven doesn't come back, they know that the waters are receding. And that's when the first king came about, and that was Mr. Unoapishtim. And that's the flood story. And so I want to get into that in a little bit, but when Gilgamesh hears this, it's much to his behoovement. I don't know if that was a correct word. I'm getting a little crispy. But he's like, nah, man, I want everlasting life. So then he's told to go through these missions and shit. At some point, he's told, well, he has to defeat sleep first. If he can defeat sleep, he can probably defeat death as well. And soon after they have this conversation, fucking Gilgamesh, from trekking, like it took him forever just to get to Umnapishtim, so he's fucking tired. He had to fucking traverse 30 leagues, 40 leagues. I don't even know how long a league is, but in the stories they say he traveled in 3 days what it would take the average person 2 months or a month and a half, I'm sorry. And so he's tired as fuck after he has this conversation with Mr. Utnapishtim. After they just finished talking, and Utnapishtim says, you have to just defeat sleep. As soon as they finish the conversation, Gilgamesh starts snoring. He crashes out. And so Utnapishtim tells his wife, cook or bake some bread. Every day that he sleeps, we'll put a loaf under his head like a pillow. And so they do this for 7 days. And the first loaf of bread is all crusted and, all fucked up. The sixth bread and so on, like it just gradually gets. And when it gets to the top bread, it's a nice, fresh, warm bread. And on the 7th day, Gilgamesh wakes up. He's like, oh shit, what happened? And the stories say like all men are deceivers. So that's the reason they made the bread, because Utnapishtim said that all men are deceivers. When he wakes up, he's going to say, oh, I didn't go to sleep. I wasn't asleep. That's why they made the breads. And that's why each day that passed, the bread would get progressively more and more fucked up. So when he wakes up on the 7th day, Gilgamesh first replies like, hey, what happened? What happened? He goes, you were asleep, bro. I told you had to stay awake. And Gilgamesh like, no, man, I didn't sleep. You're fucking lying. He goes, bitch, look at all the loaves of bread under your neck. Each loaf was for every day that you were sleeping. You lying ass bitch. And so now Gilgamesh feels fucking distraught, man. He's like, damn, if I can't defeat sleep, I got no hope in defeating death. So he starts making his way back to Uruk, kind of distraught. But at one leg of the journey, he's told, hey, look, there's a plant that grows at the bottom of the ocean. It's a prickly plant. If you grab this plant and you eat it, it will make you forever young, like a fountain of youth type of thing. So he gets to this little rocky cove, and he's told that plant could be down there. So he dives into the water, fucking holds his breath like a motherfucking boss. Boom, 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 cuts out some of the plant, brings it up to shore. Fuck yeah. I got the fucking plant. So he's excited. He's excited. And then the snake comes out of nowhere, and the snake snatches the fucking plant, eats it. And as soon as the snake eats it, the snake sheds its skin and disappears into the depths of the ocean. And now Gilgamesh is like, what the fuck, man? This was the next best thing, and I lost that as well. So he walks back to the city of Uruk, and he's completely dejected. He wanted to be immortal, but ended up learning that death makes life real in a crazy twist of events. Gets to the outer walls of Uruk, and he looks at the walls of Uruk, and he's like, I'm the one that built these walls, these city walls. I'm the one that made this fucking city. I was the king. I lorded over these fucking places. And he's just looking at it in amazement. Let me see if I can find this part, 154. And he's just reflecting now at this point. Let's see, 154, 19. All right, let me play this real quick. Oh shit, I need a share screen. Hope you guys are enjoying that. I know a lot of people weren't going to be tuning in, but thank you everyone that made it out. I'm going to open up the StreamYard soon, so be ready to hit that StreamYard link so we can have a little chat and discuss this. But let me play from that podcast that I had been listening to all week.
Although it pricked him, he took it in his hands. Then he cut the heavy stones from his feet, and the sea carried him and threw him onto the shore. Gilgamesh said to Urshanabi the ferryman, "Come here and see this marvelous plant. By its virtue a man may win back all his former strength. I will take it to Uruk of the strong walls. There I will give it to the old men to eat. Its name shall be, 'The old men are young again.' And at last I shall eat it myself and have back all my lost youth." So Gilgamesh returned by the gate through which he had come. Gilgamesh and Urshanabi went together. They traveled there 20 leagues, and then they broke their fast. After 30 leagues, they stopped for the night. Gilgamesh saw a well of cool water, and he went down and bathed. But deep in the pool, there was lying a serpent, and the serpent sensed the sweetness of the flower. It rose out of the water and snatched it away, and immediately it sloughed its skin and returned to the well. Then Gilgamesh sat down and wept. The tears ran down his face, and he took the hand of Urshanabi. "Oh, Urshanabi, was it for this that I toiled with my hands? Is it for this I have wrung out my heart's blood?"
So he's pissed off, man. He's like, I got this fucking plant that was like the next best thing, and now I fucking lost that shit. So he's feeling dejected, and he goes back to the city of Uruk. And he looks at the city of Uruk, and at some point he realizes, you know what? I couldn't get everlasting life, but here's my legacy. And in a crazy way, man, if this story is real, I know there could be questions about it. I know not everyone's going to agree with it. But if this story is real, think about it. Here's a story about this dude that may have been real, maybe not, who knows. But let's say he was real and they made this story. And we're still talking about it almost 5,000 years later. That's being immortal, which is a crazy twist to this ancient story. So I want to play the end. It's a few minutes long, but I think it's fucking powerful, man, especially the way it ends. Gilgamesh gets to the city walls and he sees this. And then he lays down. And then the story ends by saying, he had strong hands. He will never walk again. He was a bad motherfucker. He will never rise again. It's, I don't know. To me, that shit's powerful. It's a powerful ending to an epic tale. So let me play the last couple minutes.
O Gilgamesh, this was the meaning of your dream. You were given the kingship. Such was your destiny. Everlasting life was not your destiny. Because of this, do not be sad at heart. Do not be grieved or oppressed. He has given you power to bind and to loose, to be the darkness and the light of mankind. He has given unexampled supremacy over the people, victory in battle from which no fugitive returns, in forays and assaults from which there is no going back. But do not abuse this power. Deal justly with your servants in the palace. Deal justly before the face of the sun.
The king has laid himself down and will not rise again. The Lord of Kulab will not rise again. He overcame evil. He will not come again. Though he was strong of arm, he will not rise again. He had wisdom and a comely face. He will not come again. He is gone into the mountain. He will not come again. On the bed of fate he lies. He will not rise again. From the couch of many colors, he will not come again.
The people of the city.
Damn, what an ending to an epic tale right there. He laid on the couch of many colors, meaning like the way I understood that as the motherfucker was loaded. He had all the riches of the world. It don't matter. He ain't rising again. He's fucking dead. And as you heard there too, you got to be a just ruler is kind of the epic, the moral of the story, because like when we started the story, he was a bad dude, not a good man. He was a rapist. And his boy Enkidu helped shape him up. And it was after the death of Enkidu that changed his ways, searching for more meaning to this existence. And so I don't know what y'all think, man. Leave it in the comments on Spotify, wherever you may listen to. What you guys thought about that. That was my rendition of it. A little X-rated, I know. But I showed you a clip. That's exactly what they talk about. I mean, crispiness and such. If you are on Rumble, how many people we got on Rumble? Shout out to everyone there. We got 37 people. It's all right. Those are the hardcore. We are streaming on Rumble, and we will come again. You know what I'm saying? Does anyone in the live chat, if you are on YouTube, go to Rumble, please, and call in. What's up, Frankie? Frankie says he loved it. Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. That was like a condensed rendition of it. Oh, shit. Speaking of which, Talmud says epic rendition, Weezy. Alice in Wonderland next week. I didn't know how you guys would take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listened to that podcast episode of the Epic of Gilgamesh all week long. That's why when I was ripping off the top of my head, I was kind of giving you what was in my head, you know, after listening to it over and over and over again. And so that was my version, the Weezy Ghetto Fabulous version of it. But it's awesome. And I highly encourage you guys to listen to it. I didn't put it in the goddamn description. I will add it afterwards. So I apologize for that. People on Spotify will have the link when they get it up. The link will be up. And it will rise again. All right. Let's see. So some of the controversies to the findings of the Epic of Gilgamesh have been that it was written in a language that has long gone extinct. Some of the newer renditions of it are from the Akkadian language, which is a Semitic language. that is now extinct, but it is related to Arabic and Hebrew and other Semitic languages. And like I said, the first tablets are as old as the 23, or I'm sorry, um, I think around 2300 BC and 2700 BC. And you have to imagine that before they were written in tablet form, people were probably orally telling these stories for decades, if not centuries, prior to them actually being written down. So it's a great story. There's all kinds of elements to it. And even the human elements to it that we can relate to, you know? Like when Gilgamesh loses Enkidu, that fucking hit him deep. And it made him question his own mortality. Now he wants to live forever. He's scared of death. He was a big bad motherfucker, but now he was scared of death. Then he learns one way to defeat death is leaving a good legacy. Be a just ruler. Proof says someday the Epic of Weezy will be read to children of all ages. I don't know about that. Yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe some of you guys will listen to it and be like, it was nothing. It didn't do nothing to me. It didn't get me hard. It didn't make my nipples hard. But for me, at least it did. And like I said, I like doing shows that I like doing at the end of the day. One thing, let's see. Did forget a couple things that I wanted to bring up last time around. Let's see if I can remember. I know I brought up the Apple reviews at the very beginning. That was one thing that I brought up. It's been a wild ride the last few months with the interest in the show, and we're doing it organic. There's a lot of people, a lot of podcasts that help each other out. That's cool, man. They help elevate themselves. I really don't have anyone, and I'm not asking for anyone. I have Missy, and that's all I need. I'm just simply pointing out that fact. There's like clicks, if you will. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just, it's the nature of the beast. And the fact that this show is growing makes me feel good. You know, been putting a lot of work into it. And as I continue, so I guess it kind of ties in. I've been going through my personal journey, trying to become a better person. And as I learn more about myself, as I stated with Jeff Berwick, listening to some of these older ancient voices is what really helps me. Like the Epic of Gilgamesh, I'm listening to the struggles of a dude that had it all and gave it up to seek deeper meaning. And so in that way, I can relate to that. I'm seeking deeper meaning lately. I have been for a few years now. And it's cool. I'm reflecting back a lot to when I was younger. And the way I view the world today is a lot different than what it was 10, 15 years ago. I'm learning to try to engage in self-control. Now, that may sound hypocritical if you listen to the entire show last week. Because I did get a little fucked up, and I apologize for that. When I drink these 9%, I really should have a max limit of 4% or 4 beers. I'm sorry. So today I only have 3 in my little fridge. This is my second one. After this one, and after the third one, I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore. When I drink more than 4 of these 9%, I lose control. I start blacking out. And if you if you caught my show last week, towards especially the last hour, I started blacking out and my eyes are all fucked up. It's kind of funny. I can see people laughing, but I'm slurring bad. I don't remember the last 30 minutes at all. And to those that may have gotten offended a little bit, I know someone on Spotify said, dude, you interrupted Chris too much. I apologize. When I get a little drunk, I do that. That's not an excuse. I'm sorry for that. But this year I've really cut back on my drinking quite a bit. I'm going through a lot of shit, and drinking is not the answer. I like to have a couple beers just to get a little buzz, but today I made sure I only had 3, and that was it. So right now I'm feeling a little crispy. I'm feeling great. But it was a lapse in judgment, so that's why I wanted to make sure I brought that up today, that I apologize for anyone that I may have offended. As far as the very beginning of the show where I cussed out and lashed out, could I have handled it a little bit better? Yeah. I'm a work in progress. I'm going to fuck up. It's part of the journey. But it does annoy me when people turn into little bitches. But one of the things I'm learning is I cannot control if that person is going to be a little bitch or that person is going to be a little bitch. I can only control what I can control about me. And so I guess the reason it pisses me off, I'll tell you why it pisses me off. But it's an excuse. It's a bad excuse, but I'll tell you why. It's like, I don't ask for fucking money, man. I have a few people that are Patreons, and much love to them. I mentioned a few months back that I was in a bad situation financially, and people chipped in, and we were able to get the StreamYard. The StreamYard allows me to put all this shit right here. And but other than that, I mean, you guys can buy a hat. If you guys buy a hat, shirt, I only get a couple bucks. Literally $5. I don't make shit. It's really for you guys to represent. But I bring that up because when people talk shit and put a 1 review, some people may be thinking, why do you care? Who cares? Just let it go. I care because it affects the show growth. Now, this goes in contrary to what I'm learning. From what I'm learning, I shouldn't even care if the show grows or not. I should just let it go. This is in my DNA. I love to see people in the crowds, in the chats, giving good vibes. I knew today we weren't going to have a good crowd, and we still have 30 people. It ain't massive, but it's still a good little crowd, man, and it's the hardcore people. Thank you, Lila. She says, Weezy, you are awesome. Hell yeah. Chris was on the show last week. Weezy, no sweat. I don't think you interrupted. We get excited and passionate in conversation. That's what makes it lively. Hell yeah. Chris, you're more than welcome to call in if you want. Anyone, the link is in the Rumble chat. However, let me make this caveat before you hit the Rumble or the StreamYard link. Let's keep it to Epic of Gilgamesh, related stuff, Old Testament, Anunnaki, Flat Earth, whatever. Or, you know what I'm going to do? We don't have that many people on YouTube anyway, so I'm going to cut the stream there. If you are on YouTube, go to Rumble, and I'll catch you there. Yeah, I'm going to remove it there. That way I don't have to